Hey guys, welcome back. This is Mike, the marketing manager here at Benchmark Tool and Supply. Thank you for coming back for our second video in our video series. We're calling this our video podcast series. Today we're going to be talking drones. Drones in construction have really kind of taken off, no pun intended. And we want to kind of explore what you guys can do with drones, how they're going to play a role in your day-to-day operations, and what drone you guys should be using. With me today is Amber. She's our lead drone sales rep here at Benchmark Tool and Supply. Amber, what are we looking at here?
Right here we have the Phantom 4 RTK. It has become our most popular drone in the construction and surveying industry. It comes at a great price point, and its efficiency and workflow, which we'll cover later, is just so easy.
I mean, obviously you got the drone and the controller. Just run through everything real quickly for us.
Yeah, so we have the Phantom 4 RTK drone. It looks really similar to your Phantom 4 drones, but it has a little bit extra hardware, as you can see from this cap on the top. The remote controller has a built-in screen. It comes with the flight software GS Pro. And then you have in the back the RTK base station. The drone can run off of the Intranet network, or it can run off of the base station. Basically all three items talk to each other, talk to satellites, and you get that RTK correctance right in the field.
What is the main difference between just your standard Phantom 4 Pro and this RTK?
So the main difference is that accuracy you're going to get from the drone. So with the Phantom 4 Pro non-RTK, you're going to get, maybe a couple feet of accuracy. This RTK drone, I'm able to get centimeter level accuracy with just one flight. And then the built-in screen is a little different too. Is there any benefit to having the built-in screen versus using your phone? Yeah, so you won't have to, use your phone. Sometimes the glare is worse on your phone. You don't have to download a second app and go in and out of that. It's all built in right there. If you forget your phone, you forget the cable for your phone to plug it into the remote, those things happen. It just provides everything right in front of you. One of the other main differences is the RTK drone comes with a warranty. The regular Phantom drones don't come with it. You'll have to get it extra. Okay. But basically what that warranty is 1 year you'll get 2 replacements at a cheaper cost. Okay. So if something happens to it, as long as you can retrieve it and send it back in, you can get a replacement for that. Because everybody knows, right? When you fly drones, trees move, power poles move, stuff happens. Absolutely. Okay. So nice kind of peace of mind for everybody who's worried about maybe the higher price point, knowing that, hey, it comes with the warranty, nothing extra, I got a foot. Absolutely. And the main thing with the RTK drones is they're so efficient. You could send a crew out to the field for a 20-acre site. Maybe that takes them all day and you have several people. You send the drone out, you have one person, and it may take you not even 20 minutes to fly. With the Phantom 4 RTK, right, you're getting a higher level of accuracy, you're getting some additional benefits versus a Phantom 4 Pro. What is RTK? So RTK is real-time kinematics. Basically, that's just communicating with the satellites. You'll get a higher GPS accuracy rather than just regular GPS. So really what that's doing is giving you that centimeter level accuracy you want. Okay. So right, obviously DJI drones have GPS, so you're saying the RTK just gives you that higher level, gives you that survey grade accuracy versus somebody claiming survey grade when it's not an RTK, because that's not actually survey grade. Correct. And another thing we haven't noted yet was we're talking about the Phantom series for these, surveying and mapping missions. That's important because they have a mechanical shutter. Okay. The Mavics and some of the other cameras have a rolling shutter. There's a real big difference between that. The rolling shutter causes some greater distortions, which is super important to not have those when you're mapping for survey grade quality. So that's why we steer towards the Phantom RTKs or the other aircrafts that have a mechanical shutter. Okay. And that's a good kind of point when you talk about the shutter and survey grade. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that will claim, hey, I can fly a Mavic and get you survey grade accuracy, but they can't actually do that with anything except for an RTK unit that has that mechanical shutter, right? Yes. So it's really hard to reproduce and get the same results with the rolling shutter. like you would with the mechanical shutter.
Perfect. And that's what this is great for, especially with the built-in RTK, is that repeatability, and that's so important on job sites. You want to make sure you can get that same data right over and over.
Correct.
A lot of people look at this and go, cool, I got a drone, I have a toy. What in the world can I actually get out of this thing? Why would I take a drone and fly my job site? What are the deliverables that customers can get out of this drone?
Great question, Mike. It's not just a toy, it's a tool, and it's an awesome tool. It makes you super efficient. We'll go over this later today at the end of our workflow of what outputs you can get from this. If you are looking to get topos of your site, if you're looking to measure stockpiles, different volumes, if you're wanting to look at site progression, just compare your site to whoever, mapped it before you, or you want to measure how many loads of dirt have actually moved from your site because someone else is charging you for what they say. Right. It's a good check. So those are the type of outputs you would get with the RTK drone. And with that, instead of going out there with a data collector and walking all around the pile, on top of the pile, you just fly the drone over the whole site and you can get that volume measurement.
Let's walk through getting set up to fly when you get to the job site. Now, you mentioned earlier you can fly using the base station or the in-trip network. So let's just start with the base station, which is what you see behind me, right? So how do you get set up flying the base station? Yep,
so super easy. You can get set up on a site with the RTK drone in a couple minutes, I would say. Basically, we'll set up the drone over a known point. We want to do that so we can localize our site and be able to compare our flights over time if we're wanting site progression. So we'll set up our base station over that known point that we want, and then we will turn the remote on, connect it to RTK. Usually we have our mission already planned before we go out to the field. Okay. We select on the mission we planned and we hit start and the drone takes off and flies. Basically we'll just watch it and then it'll land. We'll take the images out of it and upload them into a processing software.
Cool. So a lot of guys might say, I've already got my own base station. I don't need to buy yours. Is that an option?
So unfortunately, no. The DJI drone only talks to the DJI base station. I get this a lot. I know guys have, Topcon base stations, Trimble base stations, whatever. Unfortunately, that won't talk with the drone.
Okay. So definitely still, keep your base station, but if you're going to fly the drone, you got to have the DJI. And what about flying on the network?
So you would just need to have a network credentials. If you don't have one, we can actually help you set up with an iSight data plan. And basically, you're running off of network RTK versus base station RTK. Okay.
What is the working range? So if I'm going to get set up, my drone here, how far away does my base station have to be to make sure there's good communication?
Yeah, you have up to 50 meters for your remote and your base station to talk. So you have plenty of room to wander.
Cool. So we are at our job site. We've got our either base station or network set up, and now we're ready to go fly. So what is the standard procedure to get the drone up in the air and start taking pictures?
Yeah, Mike. So actually, we'll start our workflow in the office. I like to plan my mission in the office just because if it's a hot day, my connection's better in the office. It just makes things a little bit easier. So I'll plan my flight in the office. We'll go over that through DJI Terra today. So we'll connect up our drone and our remote to the computer, turn on DJI Terra software. Then we will select a new mission. We're going to do a flight mission, basically where this is better for job sites that we want, a grid 2D mission or 2D, 3D mission. We'll click our boundary points of our job site. Then we'll select our altitude that we want to fly at and our overlap. The software will automatically create flight lines and a flight pattern throughout the site to optimize what it would need to stitch together. If everything looks good, we'll hit save. Then we'll go out to the site, set up the base station, turn on the drone and the remote like we just discussed. And then we'll navigate to that mission we planned. We'll make sure everything still looks good while we're out on site, and then we'll hit start. The drone will give us some warning messages saying, be careful flying over water, be careful, if power lines or trees are pretty high or in the area. We'll take a look around, make sure we're still good. We'll hit start. The drone will take up to its mission altitude. It'll go to its starting point. The camera will flip down and it will start its mission. We'll be able to see on the remote where the drone's at with a live camera view. On the computer, we'll be able to see where the drone is, and we'll get live images uploaded on our mission. Okay. So that's an awesome tool with DJI Terra. We get live mapping. That way, before we leave the site, we made sure that we got the area we needed to cover. Because it's a little tricky. Sometimes Google Maps aren't up to date when we're planning our mission, so we're guessing a little bit when we select our boundary. So we'll know that, while the drone's flying. That way we don't have to either take the SD card out of the drone, plug it into our computer, check the images, or if we forgot, get back to the office to process the software and realize, oh shoot, we have to go back out. We forgot to fly this part of the job site. So that's a great tool. Once the drone is done with its mission, it will return to its home point, and it will automatically start processing those images on DJI Terra. And usually by the time we get back to the office, we'll already have something to look at.
Nice. Okay. That's awesome. That seems really easy, honestly.
It really is. It's all pretty much set up, and the drone does the work for you.
Cool.